Joining me now to break down the divisions on Capitol Hill is Representative Russ Fulcher, the congressman serving Idaho's 1st District. So, Congressman, I know that right now the focus for many people is on the COVID relief bill. It did pass through the House of Representatives, largely along party lines. I know that you had some objections to that legislation. Can you explain what they were?
Well, Alex, it was not a COVID relief bill. This was a bailout bill for the blue states, blue cities that, in my view, have been mismanaged. How do the Democrats grow their party? They do it by giving people free stuff. Problem is, it's not free. But that's what's happening in this bill. Less than 9% goes to actual COVID relief, vaccine distribution, and so on. The large majority of it goes into these state coffers to go to places that have been mismanaged and bail out their base.
And, you know, there's states around the country, too, that are remaining in lockdown. I mean, a lot of people are concerned that perhaps this money, even the stimulus checks, for example, that will go to the people, won't end up going to the businesses that need it the most. Oftentimes, it'll just end up going to Amazon, Walmart, the places that are deemed to be essential. And so there are additional concerns, too, about the spending of this bill. The fact that, once again, we're spending $1.9 trillion, borrowing it from the future. Do you have concerns about inflation, overheating the economy, anything like that?
Absolutely. The distribution of these funds is just plain wrong. One of the examples would be my own staff. They haven't lost a dime throughout this pandemic. Their paychecks have been coming in, but yet they'll still qualify for the stimulus checks. And you're exactly right. After a while, you put enough money in the system, you dilute it by printing more and more and more and just kicking it into the system, there has to be an inflationary impact. There has to be negative ramifications. And keep in mind, this is not anything that we are going to pay back in our lifetime in all likelihood. This is an invoice to our children. This is an invoice to our grandchildren. This is debt money.
Yeah, and of course, it's just another COVID relief bill or stimulus bill, whatever they want to call it at this point. This isn't the first one. I mean, at this point, we've printed trillions of dollars, borrowing from the very future that you're talking about right now. But I think for many people, too, they're questioning the priorities of the Democrats now that they do have power, especially in the House of Representatives. I mean, H.R. 1 is a bill that I know is very controversial right now. But even thinking back to a couple of weeks ago, I remember there was an incident where they were putting metal detectors up in order to have Congress people walk through. And you had some objections to that as well. And I also saw some fake reporting come out of that. So I want to get it from you directly. Can you explain exactly what that situation was and really where the deviation of the truth took place?
Sure, and you're exactly right. There's metal detectors in front of the House floor. There's razor wire outside of the U.S. Capitol, the world's beacon for freedom. This is all designed to send a message. This is designed to send a message that somehow these Trump deplorables that were affiliated in some fashion with the president are the ones that are causing all this need for a military state. And yes, when the metal detectors went up, I was actually accused of assaulting a police officer by a so-called reporter in a social media post. And without validation, many media outlets, both national and local, ran the story. Now, of course, the Capitol Police set the record straight. They sent us a letter saying there's no investigation, there's nothing to that. But nevertheless, the news was already out. Alex, the liberal media has partnered with the Democrats in many ways. Anytime they have an opportunity to soil a conservative Republican, they go out and they do that. And they'll run the story without validation. Those are just some of the things we're having to deal with. But make no mistake, this is a messaging effort to try to just send that message that members are threats to one another, and that if you're a Republican, you're the cause of all this need for a military state. And of course, there's not a danger here.
Yeah, and we've seen the same things happen with some of your colleagues. Representative Boebert comes to mind, Representative Taylor Greene as well. They really do try to make them the story, focus on things that, quite frankly, have nothing to do with Congress, let alone the American people who they're supposed to represent. So we do see exactly what they're trying to do there. And, you know, throughout the show, we've been saying that the American people are smart enough to see through this at this point. Maybe in the past, they only got one source of information, but now there's so much different outlets to go to, so much information that they do get the truth at the end of the day. And And when it comes to exactly the messaging that you're talking about right now, I mean, I remember when President Trump was thinking about using National Guard troops, how outrageous that was. But we still have National Guard troops right now in the nation's capital, protecting everything as well. And many people fear that the events on January 6th will be used as the pretext to crack down on civil liberties, whether that be their First Amendment rights on social media or even when it comes to type of oversight things, when they are trying to look into exactly other Americans, surveillance sorts of that. Do you share those same concerns?
I do. And isn't it interesting that the administration that didn't believe in walls has got razor wire and walls around the U.S. Capitol. Though they're coming down on the immigration border, we're seeing a flood of people coming in as a function of that. There is a crisis at the southern border, and that wall is coming down. But it's going up, and it's got razor wire on it around the U.S. Capitol. It's absolutely wrong, and there is an underlying message to that, and there's an underlying motive to that. And so make no mistake about it, the Democrats are trying to increase their base. They do that by getting more people in and by giving away free stuff that the taxpayers have to pay for eventually.
And Congressman, before I let you go, too, you bring up the immigration issue, and the Biden team really is refusing to say that there's a crisis at the border. In fact, Joe Biden just said that to a reporter right now, saying there is no crisis. But we're hearing different things from the DHS, from the Customs and Border Protection, everything that's going on right now. They are saying that there's a crisis at the border. Do you think that the Biden administration is refusing to address this issue?
They're refusing to address it because candidate Biden sent the message months ago to anyone who wanted to come to the country, whether it was for good reasons or bad. Candidate Biden sent the message that they were going to be very lax and there would be opportunities for people to come in, and that's exactly what's happening. And people have come because we are telling them that if they cross that finish line, then they get access to our health care, to our education. And, I love immigration when it's done legally. We immigrate more people into the U.S. legally than every other nation in the world combined in a given year. But in this case, there's no guidelines at all. People are just coming in. It increased the drug trafficking, the sex trafficking. The Biden administration is failing to acknowledge this. Yeah. They caused it.
Yeah, and we're even hearing it from other Democrats at the border. Representative Kuehler said the same thing the other day, that there is an influx into his area as well, and he's a Democrat lawmaker. I mean, this isn't really a partisan issue, but nowadays I guess the media wants to make it out to be something that it's just not. But Representative Russ Fulcher, I really appreciate you coming on the program tonight. Thank you.